This is the kind of day I'm dealing with here at the beach today, guys. Wind and rain. But you guys know how I am. I'm not gonna just, get upset about it or be negative. I'm gonna make the best of it. And I decided the first thing I wanted to do today was tell you guys a story. Just seems appropriate. I'm not really gonna have a chance to, I feel like I've been saying this so much since I got here to California, but I'm not really gonna have a chance to go out and see some cool stuff today because of this rain. So I'm embracing it, embracing the time of just being in the Jeep, and I have a pretty interesting story to tell you guys. This isn't a funny story, it's sort of a serious story, but anyway, I'll just get right into it. This happened on the last day that my friends were here visiting here in San Diego. We were in the Ocean Beach area walking down the sidewalk, and if you know anything about the culture here in Ocean Beach, I'll explain it to you. There are a lot of van dwellers and other types of vehicle dwellers here. There's RVs. In the lot that I'm in right now, I can see a van to my right that has curtains hung up in it. There's a classic VW bus right in front of me, and back over that way there's a Westfalia van again, like the 1980s model, the one that I want. There's a lot of that going on here. There's a lot of people playing guitar on the sides of the on the sidewalks. There's a lot of people who are surfing, skateboarding, longboarding, things like that. It's that kind of culture. I'm sure you can picture what I mean. And all of the stores here are kind of hip and sell surfboards and skateboards and longboards and things like that. So skating around in the street and on the sidewalks is huge here. It's what a lot of people come here to do, live in their vehicle and skate and surf, that kind of thing. The California, the typical California beach bum kind of lifestyle. It's a huge thing here. It's that kind of beach. What we witnessed while we were walking down the sidewalk the other day, it was, I would say, probably early afternoon when this happened. We were just walking and we hear a cop turn on his siren and, stomp on the gas, gun it through traffic. And there was a guy riding a longboard, and he got completely out of the road. He crossed over to get out of the road, and the cop, still gunning it, veered across the street. He swerved onto the other side of the street to try to cut off this guy on his longboard. So the cop, went into opposing traffic, stopped just sideways in the street there, almost had this kid hit him. He jumps out of his car, he doesn't throw him. I'm not gonna exaggerate here. He tells him to get up against the Jeep and put his hands behind his head. The Jeep, oh my God. He tells him to get up against the cruiser and put his hands behind his head, and he cuffs him. And so this kid he's cuffed, standing up against the car, and the cop quickly throws him in the car and drives down the block so he can park, not be blocking traffic anymore. And so the three of us just sort of wandered over that way and were just watching, because, the cop was being real aggressive towards him. We didn't know what happened. What we figured at this point was he had just been skateboarding in the street, and that, for some reason, that's what the cop decided. He needed to turn on his siren, cause a scene, and drive into opposing traffic in order to stop that from happening. So we're standing there watching. There's, I think there was two people who were standing there filming what was going on. A lot of people that walked by saw the skateboards. The cop had the skateboard sitting up on the hood of his car, and a lot of people stopped and said, "Hey man, is it he's just skateboarding?" It is really interesting to see. I had never witnessed something like this where all these people kind of immediately wanted to sort of be there for this guy who just got cuffed and thrown in the back of a cop car for skateboarding down the street. So we end up standing there from beginning to end. We were there until the kid was released and let go. And during the time that we're just standing there, he took the guy out of the car, searched him to see if he had any weapons on him, and then put him back in the car. And then he called two additional cops. I guess he called his boss and an additional cop for backup, because the kid wanted to know why he was getting a citation for simply skateboarding in the streets. And I don't know if the cop didn't have a good answer for that or what, but they end up coming over And the one cop, the boss of the cop, asked us, he saw us standing there and asked us if we had any questions or anything, and we said no. We didn't really want to talk to him. We were just sort of there. I guess you could say we were there like as moral support for the kid just sitting in the back of the cop car alone. We just kind of wanted him to know, like, hey, we're here. We know what happened. We saw everything. So we were just sort of, there, and we said, no, we don't have any questions. Just kept watching. And then we hear them explaining everything to the guy, and it actually became clear that the only real issue that they could pin on this guy was that after the cop turned on his siren and was gunning it towards him, when he swerved, he went into opposing traffic. So the cop turned on his siren to pull over this guy for skating in the street, but the problem was that when he went to pull him over, he swerved into oncoming traffic. So the cop swerved onto oncoming traffic in front of him and gave him a citation for swerving into oncoming traffic. It seems a little bit fishy to me, guys, kind of weird. We talked to the guy real quick afterwards, just let him know, like, hey, that was some bull, man. And he said, yeah, he was actually parked in the same lot we were in that day, and he was in a van. Looked like he probably travels in it and lives in this area in it, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, this story isn't, guys, to like bash the cops, say, I guess it is to bash that cop, sort of, but it's more of just, an interesting story of my time here, something that would have been cool to document, but I wasn't filming anything at the time. Actually would have been really cool if I had a, like a full video of that. He left with a citation because he was riding his longboard on the street in like Longboard City, California. But anyway, it was silly. If you guys like this story, let me know. Hit the thumbs up as usual. I like telling stories on this, and sometimes I've gotten some really good reception from some of you guys about the stories, and it's always good. I'm sure you guys have realized that I've kind of not done like a vlog every single day, and it's not my goal to do specifically a vlog style video every day. Even though when I started the daily videos, I said daily vlogs, I just realized that, I know a lot of YouTubers do that, and a lot of them are very successful with it. But the way that I live and the way that I want to live this particular lifestyle doesn't really lend itself so much to trying to make every day a vloggable day. And the pressure that comes, like on a day like this where it's raining, okay, I'll tell a story and film that and edit together to make it look kind of nice. That's cool. But like to feel pressure, like, oh, it's raining, I got to figure out some way to make this day look, exciting or whatever. It just seems kind of useless. I am going to keep up the daily videos because I just think that's, the best thing that I could do. There is something interesting to do or say every single day, and I know there's so many of you who use YouTube every single day and watch videos every single day, like myself, and I love the channels that upload every day, so I'm gonna stick with that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Tom, 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 lele.